Thanks. Thank you so much for having me on this tonight. Definitely excited to share my story. But you know, I've always wanted to be a physician since I was, 5 years old. My parents have, recordings of me talking about it, and it was just, how do I keep my little brother healthy? And so and there aren't any physicians in my family. We were first generation born here, so I just wanted to figure out the best way to get to medical school, and I had blinders on and went, and was lucky enough to do that. So in the course of becoming a physician, I chose the path of becoming a DO, which is a doctor of osteopathic medicine, just because of two mentors I had, and I liked that they were more holistic. They wanted to know they held patients' hands, and they wanted to know what they were eating and how their job was, and I just kind of liked their philosophy. So that was the route that I took. And then as I started medical school, I liked taking care of the whole person. I didn't want to focus on just one little thing at that time. So I chose internal medicine. And if you look back in my charts, when I started back in 2005, I'd always have a list of healthy things like vitamins for people. And as I was starting my wound care at that time and hyperbaric medicine, we were back in 2004, 2005 doing high dose antioxidants, and just realizing the problem with doing high doses. There was trying to find the right combination. Fast forward to about 2008, 2009, my son ended up being very sick and getting an autoimmune condition called alopecia totalis, and he lost all of his hair, his eyelashes, his eyebrows. And as a physician and as a mom, I couldn't fix it. And I didn't like everything that we were doing from the Western side of medicine. And I knew I needed to reduce his stress, because I knew the root cause of autoimmune disorders was oxidative stress, and he was a normal child, but unfortunately, he was a little bit like me, his mom, and really was a type A personality. Enjoyed getting 100% on tests, and if he didn't, it was a little bit stressful. So his dermatologist wanted to put him on Prozac, and I didn't want to put him on Prozac as a normal kid.
Watch the LifeVantage.
I started looking for some other options for him.
Hold on one second.
So at that time, I just started trying to, nutrition-wise, we were lucky enough that he grew everything back, but I just needed to find something else that would work for him. And so thankfully, about 2.5 years ago, Lorna Nierenberg, I have referred to her husband, who's an ophthalmologist. He actually was taking my dad's cataracts out. And said, hey, Melody, always does preventative medicine. Tell her that my wife is going to give her a call and tell her about something that we're doing. And the rest is history. She called me and said, Neil and I want to present something to you. And I met with her, and she showed me it's that easy, the ABC primetime. And it just clicked with me. I thought, oh my gosh, this is reducing oxidative stress. I have to use this in my son. But, the type of physician I am, I said, I got to go look this up on PubMed first. So, because when my patients would come to me, that's the first place I would go. I'd go to PubMed to see if there was something I could read about a supplement. And there was usually just a white paper. There was never anything with substantial credit. And 2.5 years ago, there was I think it was 13 or 16 peer-reviewed studies, and my eyes got humongous, and I scrolled down and I saw the one in circulation, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is real, because I got excited from the ABC. I just needed something else to validate it, that it was real. And I just kind of jumped in. I didn't understand direct sales or network marketing. I had never been introduced to it, let alone know how it works. But I became very passionate once I started reading all of those articles, and I was for sure, it's like, my son is going on this, and then I read more, and I'm like, my whole family's going on this. The rest is history. You can't stop me from talking about this now.
Awesome. Why don't you do me a favor and talk about we've all, and I love to just hear your perspective on this. So just a couple months back, we added a new technology with NRF1, and this is the second piece of that little thing that Dave Asprey always talks about. And it's just funny that it's almost like the guy's, he's copying what we're doing without really doing it. And people don't know, because, it's funny, Mel, I was on the plane with a PhD student coming home, and from New York, and he said he was studying oxidative stress. And I was like, really? I played kind of dumb, you know, like I didn't really know what I was talking about. And he said, I can't find anything that significantly reduces oxidative stress. And I'm like, well, like what have you been looking at? And he said, I've been looking at glutathione therapy. I've been, you know, he just kept listing all this stuff. And I said, what if I told you I could find something that reduced it by 40% in 30 days? And he said, that's impossible. And I said, I just happened to have a peer-reviewed article in my bag, and so I pulled it out and I showed him, and he basically said, he goes, you're like an answer to my prayers. Like I've been, you know, searching day and night, and just like you said, if people don't know, we're not there yet. So why don't you talk just